Hey guys, welcome back to Daily Insomnia. This is episode 189, coming to you on a beautiful, beautiful Wednesday. We have in the studio special guests.
Little Deanna Ortiz from Chicago. We saw her.
Pump her up, dude.
She's awesome. She's amazing. She does crazy stuff. Hey, I'm telling you this, comedy-wise, hilarious. Because we saw you in Misguided Mondays. I'm like, oh, this girl's good.
Yeah.
This girl's good.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
I'm like...
Yeah, we were, what was this like, when was the last Misguided Mondays? Was it a couple weeks ago?
A couple weeks ago, yeah.
A month ago.
Yeah, like a month ago, right? And what, you were second up?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I have
Like,
no idea.
No,
So many shows.
It was global.
I
And
was
then it was
closer
her.
to the end. In the
were
middle,
closer,
I
was it?
think. Yeah.
In the middle, yeah.
Because I remember staying up. I remember being upstairs for a minute and then coming back downstairs.
Yeah.
And yeah, you came in and we were like, oh,
Straight fire.
I've been straight.
I set the place on fire.
Yeah, you set the place on fire, literally.
Yeah.
But I've been like, and I mean this with like no disrespect at all, but I've been very surprised how funny the girl comedians are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're really good.
They're good.
Every time we've gone, I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah, he's good.
It's
Women
like,
can do it.
what century is this?
Welcome to the future. Yeah.
But so good, so good.
Yeah.
You know what? Better than some of the guys.
Oh, better than some guys.
I
Yeah,
believe it.
Better than a
Yeah.
lot of the guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think especially we're ready everybody's ready. We've been inside for, a month and a half, a year and a half. Like we're
wish it was
ready
a
to
month.
go out and,
Right.
especially at a club like Zany's, we're bringing our A game to perform. to
Basically
people.
get back on track with everything,
Yeah.
That one gear that we all experienced inside is just like, it's time. It's go time.
Yeah.
It is go
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Well, everybody wants to get out and do something right now.
Yeah. And I feel like especially at like a club, like if you're at Zany's or if you're at the Laugh Factory, like you want to be up at that place more often. So you're going to bring the best that you can. You're going to perform the best that you can, especially because like these people are paying money to see you. So like you have 10 minutes or 8 minutes to impress them. So
Yeah.
For sure.
And up to that point, how many times have you had to re-perform? Like since coming back to the whole after COVID?
yeah. Maybe like 10 or 15 times.
Oh, it's a plenty.
Yeah, I got vaccinated pretty early, and then I felt more comfortable coming back. And I did some summer shows outside, but yeah, I've just been back at like the Laugh Factory.
How was the summer shows? Because everyone has different experience. Some people like it. Some people really don't like it. How's your experience with that?
I mean, if you would have asked me to do a summer show before Corona, I would have been like, fuck you, fuck that, I'm not doing a summer show.
Right.
But when I did the summer show, I was like, it was the first time that I've been up in like almost a year. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Comedy is so fun. I love my friends. I love everybody. So it was a nice show. But like looking at it as a comic who's been in the city for like, at the time, 7 years, I was like, if this wasn't a COVID show, I'd be like, oh my God, what are we doing? But because I hadn't done it in so long, I was like, this is the best.
You're just blessed to have the opportunity to do it.
Yeah,
again. I
exactly.
get you.
Is it weird though? Like people are just like walking by and like they're like, "Hey,
Yeah.
I guess we'll sit down and."
Especially because
listen.
we were in Humble Park, so it was
Yeah.
like
So,
a
like,
comedy show, yeah. and like people grilling and like people playing music. And
A couple
I'm just
drug
like,
deals going on in the
okay.
background. Nothing crazy, Normal stuff.
Everything
Humble
was
Park.
happening in Humble Park that day. Yeah, it was weird though, because some people you'd see them walk by, and my instinct is to talk to them and be like, "Come to the show," blah blah blah.
Right.
Yeah.
But they don't want to. They just want to go for a walk in the park.
I just want to go home.
Yeah.
So is the green room like the tall grass?
the green room is the hiking path up to the side by the docks.
There you go.
But yeah, and that was kind of nice too. That like everybody is here. So like even if I'm at a show at like Zany's at the Laugh Factory, I might not be watching the entire thing and be in the green room. But like if you're outside, you're watching the show because people know if you aren't.
Yeah. You know what you should be like when people walk by. You know, like some people have to pay tickets to go see me at Zany's.
Yeah.
And you're getting this free. You're getting
You
this
don't
free.
know how lucky you are.
Yeah.
You are blessed.
You ungrateful son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Do you think with COVID that happened, especially now with the outdoor shows that they have been doing, you think comedians are helping each other out a little bit more, or is it still kind of like everyone's on their own?
Yeah, I think that there's more of like a camaraderie, especially now that we're all back. I definitely think that won't last very long, but I think that for the most part, everyone's just excited to see their friends again.
For sure.
And like a lot of these people I would see every single night for the past 7 years, and I didn't see them for a while, and then coming back into it, I'm like, oh yeah, you, hi, like let's hang out, let's be friends, let's do stuff together. Maybe I'll stay for a drink at a bar when I normally would go home afterwards, just because you're so excited to see people.
Because
Go ahead.
I'll say COVID in Chicago was way different than COVID here. Because COVID here out in the suburbs, what's COVID? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, really?
Even at the height of it.
there was
a little bit, but I'm saying nothing.
Things shut down, but Chicago was shut down.
Yeah, shut
indefinite.
down. You know what I
mean?
Yeah.
Like there wasn't any bars, there
Yeah.
wasn't any clubs, there wasn't anything going on.
Yeah.
And here there was a little bit, but obviously, there were still places like those
Didn't care.
those small bars where people were like, hey, this is a small town.
Let's just do it.
Let's do whatever we
Oh,
want.
Republican,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Trump 2022, you know what I'm saying?
And everything was going.
So crazy. It scares me. Like I had to drive to New York recently, and
You drove to New York.
yeah, it was for a friend's funeral. It's fine.
Oh,
but
damn.
but I drove.
You're an asshole.
Yeah,
You're an asshole.
I was gonna be like, must have been great, huh?
It was,
I was gonna say, who drives to New York? You know what I'm saying? But
I
no,
drove through all day to get
Wow.
there.
Wow.
13 hours. I am a hero. But stopping in the middle of like Indiana or like Ohio, I felt weird having my mask on, even though I know I don't need a mask.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's just like, oh, they're judging me. Oh, they know that I'm not from
Yeah.
here, because they see me wearing a mask. It's
I
so
get
weird.
you.
Yeah.
I get you.
Yeah. See, like I've joked around before in like previous podcasts that I'm gonna miss the mask.
Me too.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like it's the
Right,
best.
yeah.
It's
Oh,
the
yeah.
best. It's
I
like,
love it that I can wear it in the car and sing to like songs really loud, and nobody can look at my car and be like, "Is she's so upsetting." She's singing
I'm the same way
right
because
now."
I'm
We're in
like,
the car.
All the time. I'm like,
Damn it.
yes.
because I'm that asshole that goes to Walmart and I put earbuds in my ear because I don't want I don't want to associate with anybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So I put my music on. I put my podcast on.
Yep.
And I'll be like laughing randomly through the aisles, and then at least now I can hide the laugh.
Yes.
Like it's great.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy. I'm not that crazy guy at Walmart laughing at beans.
Also,
And
like,
secretly, he
Picking out
is.
fruit, you know what I'm saying? Mango, like, haha.
I haven't gotten sick since 2019 because
That is true.
I fully
That is-
believe not only because I've been locked in my house, but because I've been wearing a mask fully.
Oh, that definitely has something to do with
That's
it.
good.
Right?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
you
it
should-
has
I wasn't fortunate. I actually got hit with the COVID.
Oh, no.
But at the end of it, though.
Yeah, you made
At the end of it,
Oh,
you know what I'm
that's the
saying?
worst.
Literally
So
like a
win.
month ago.
It was like literally
2 months ago.
COVID was over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? Let me get it now. Let me get it now. And he got it like literally the last like tough month of COVID.
Yeah.
That
I got
sucks.
it. Yeah, I'm like,
And,
okay.
and I was like, but
Okay.
but here's one thing, because I've been I wasn't praying about it, but I was putting in the universe
That he would get COVID?
that he would get COVID.
Okay.
Because
You're
of
manifesting
everything he did.
Yeah.
Because he broke all the rules of that you're like
I was
you were
out
going
and about.
out.
There's certain spots
going
that
out
I know.
about, partying,
Certain spots.
drinking,
Oh, yeah. I had people always
sharing
like,
cups.
I was gonna say-
You know what I'm saying?
last year's summer.
Breathing
my-
into people's mouths.
yeah.
We'll talk about
Spitting
that
into
here.
people's mouths.
Oh,
yeah. That's what it was. That's what it was.
you know what?
Breathing.
That was
Just stop there.
That was X-rated version. We were trying to keep it Christian. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm saying
Subscribe
all
to
last
our
year at my house, I had people over. Parties every week, if not so every week, every twice a week.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry, not twice a week. I'm
God.
sorry, every 2 weeks.
And you only got COVID this year?
At the end.
At
A
the end.
blessing.
At the end, yes.
Wow,
That's what I was
love
trying to say.
it.
But it was like all of that. I was like, you have to get it.
Yeah.
You have to get it.
He was praying.
Because I
He
was
was
like,
praying
come on,
for
man.
it.
It's like, it's not fair. It's not fair.
And did you learn your lesson?
No.
No. Okay.
But see, here's the thing. I always wore my mask everywhere. I don't have a
Okay.
problem wearing a mask. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem. Like he says, we could be laughing, earbuds in, but I have no problem just like, this just makes you comfortable with me wearing a
Yeah.
mask. I don't have no problem with it.
Yeah.
I'm only going to be here for like 10, 15 minutes anyway.
When
So-
Gamal
Yeah.
when Gamal told me he got COVID, I was like a little sad because I'm like, I don't think he's gonna make it.
Damn,
Friend's
man.
gonna die.
You're writing me off already.
I was like, I'm gonna lose a friend already.
And that was an opposite reaction. Once he got it and he made it, I was like, oh, it's all bullshit.
If he could live, he
This
could
guy,
survive.
this guy,
Oh, yeah.
he eats cheeseburgers every day.
Oh, man. We
No,
cut that
yeah,
out.
yeah, I got vaccinated too.
Yeah.
yeah, I got the Moderna.
Moderna.
Yeah, Pfizer.
Yeah.
Did you have a reaction, either of you?
I did not.
The second shot, the next day I felt like I had like a little bit of a hangover.
Oh.
My mom was like that for like 2 days.
Same way?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Same
Yeah,
with
my
mom.
sister-
it literally
Same
just
with
felt,
my
that's what it
mom.
felt like, a hangover. I was like, I drank too much last night.
I wanted symptoms.
Yeah.
After my second shot, I really wanted to feel sick because
Stay off of work.
Because I already called off of work. In my brain, I was like, well, then at least I know that it's working. At least I know
Okay.
that I got it. But I didn't
okay.
have anything. And so I was like, they gave me the wrong shot. They didn't give me the right shot. They gave me water instead. I don't
Yeah,
know.
right.
You know, like, really concerned.
I got antibodies. So I'm straight. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I got
no.
Never a long time.
Yeah.
Not you, Gamal. Please go get vaccinated.
He's like, I haven't learned my lesson.
Especially now, everybody. I feel like every place is like, we have a bunch of vaccines. Whereas when I got vaccinated, I was up at like, it took me such a long time to get an appointment. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning to log into the Walgreens website.
Oh wow.
To be like, because I have asthma, like pretty bad asthma, so I was like considered at risk. So I qualified in the first part, and
So
also
you skipped lines. You walked in like you were a VIP.
Yes,
like,
I was very important, and I was
Like
like,
at a
you guys
Disney
don't
park?
know. I took my inhaler. Like, I'm here.
You see this?
I'm ready for a shot.
You see this?
Yeah, I was ready for it. I love getting shots. I love getting prescribed pills.
Do you like looking the needle go in?
I don't.
I have to.
Oh, I love it.
I have to.
I look at them straight in the eye. I'm like,
Do it.
No.
Do it.
Do it.
See, if they take blood out, dead. I'm dead. I will faint. I'm gone.
Okay,
I will cry.
alright.
I cannot do anything.
Yeah.
But going in, hell yeah, shoot me up. I don't care.
Should be
It
up.
is
You're
the
like-
craziest thing. I'm ready for it.
You know what? This one's not ready. Let me get this other one.
But the second they try and take something out of me, I'm like, don't do it, please, God.
Really? So
can't.
the side of blood of your blood or just blood in general?
Just the idea, blood in general, and the idea of like, I'm being drained right now.
On my youth.
I can't. They're taking stuff out of me. I can't. And in my doctor's office, I'm always like, just do it. Like, it's so dramatic. It's so dramatic every time.
Yeah, see, I work in a hospital, so there's like people who do that. You know what I mean? Like we have patients that come in, and like they'll be like for like simple as poke, right? Like a little, like a little for sugar for a blood sugar test, right? Okay. We poke the tip of the finger, smallest poke in the world. Literally, like if someone was to go like this,
Done.
Yeah.
done,
Yeah.
And they're freaking out.
easy. And some people will be like, take it, and they're like, no, they don't even like wince, right? Some people you poke them, they're like, oh,
I can't.
oh my god, I
dying.
can't breathe. I can't breathe. I'm like, bro, your lungs are up here, man.
You're good, dude.
I didn't puncture your lungs.
Yeah.
Relax. But some people overreact to like the small.
No.
And not that you are. I'm saying.
Oh,
but
no,
yeah.
I do. I overreact. I'll say it. I'll be the first one. And when I go to get my blood drawn, I sit the person down and I'm like, let me tell you what's about to happen. You're going to tell me that you're really good at this and I'm going to trust you, but you're going to have a hell of a time finding my veins.
Just induce me. Just put me down.
I would
put
love
me down
it
for
if they
Let me just take a
sedated
nap.
me.
Let me just take a nap, dude. Take all the blood you want.
Oh, I would love
Take
that.
all the blood. I don't care. Just take it.
The best video is the little Asian girl. Have you guys seen that one?
Which
No,
one?
I don't think.
The little Asian girl, like she's getting a shot, and then like she's like, "No, am I the only one?"
Hold up, Marissa?
And that's a little
Hey,
Asian girl.
minimize. Don't click on minimize, right?
Minimize.
No, I'm not gonna search up little Asian girl.
Oh, yeah.
Little Asian girl crying.
YouTube. She was on YouTube, right?
Is she getting shots?
Yeah, she was getting like a shot. There's like a.
And the doctor, like, is
Yeah,
like,
it's like she's there with her mom
Yeah,
and her
yeah.
little brother. Her little brother's like, "Hey, the needles," and she's like, she's freaking out the whole time. Nobody seen this video?
no.
No, dude.
I've
No.
seen videos of kids getting shots and the doctors being like, I'm over here, and like doing it and like tricking
yeah.
them so they don't know that it's happening. But I'm not a baby. I can, I know when a doctor's
my
trying
God.
to trick me.
No. When I go to the doctor's office, I'm just like, just do it. Just stab me. I want to see it go in and pull it out. Drain what you got to do. I'm like, okay.
There was a time where I would not
Okay.
go to the doctor as an adult without my mom, just in case they needed to take blood. They'd be like, "Can you draw blood today?" And I'm like, "You're gonna have to wait for my mom to be free because I can't, or a friend or somebody to come
sure.
in."
See, and I used to be like that when I was a kid, when I was a child.
Yeah.
Because I remember there was one time I was in hospital and they were like planning on like cutting something out of my body,
Oh God,
but nothing went through because they were like, "Oh, you're fine."
you don't need it.
But
You can keep your stuff.
I remember they came and they were like, the lady's like, "All right, we gotta give you a shot." That's a little girl, yeah.
Oh, I've seen that.
Oh,
one.
yeah. Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm crazy.
Okay.
You know,
Oh,
guys?
I'm not
Pull it
like,
up, bro. I want to see it. I want to see it one last time.
So for my defense, you said little Asian girl.
I
That
would-
was a little
Yeah,
Asian girl.
yeah, but I'm not immediately thinking like that girl is
Maximize
Asian.
it.
All right. Do you guys want some volume? I
No,
don't-
No, volume.
We can't get pulled
I've
down.
seen.
But
Oh yeah. This is me. This is me when as soon as they like clean the area, I'm like,
Yeah.
no. And then at one point she laughs.
Yeah.
She laughs and then cries. Oh, poor thing.
Damn, she didn't know what to do, dude.
Honey, she's just.
And they literally just swabbed her with alcohol.
The brother, dude. The brother just doesn't give a fuck, dude.
And it's just a second version of her older, and she has the same reaction.
Yeah, immediately.
Damn.
Oh, poor
I
thing.
guess I'm no new fan.
Who's the mom that's like, let me record
Yeah.
this? Like, can you
Right.
just like deal with your child? This poor nurse is trying to work.
I remember when my sister had to get a shot. I remember her freaking out with the shots.
Yeah.
They literally had to hold her down.
They had to hold me down.
They had to
too when I was
hold her
a kid, yeah.
down to do it. I'm
Damn.
like, after I saw her doing it, like, I'm not gonna freak out. Just stab me, dude. Just stab me.
I'll
with
be
it.
brave.
I'll be right.
Oh my God, I used to be a nanny, and one day the dad was like, hey, they got to get their flu shots today. Can you take them? And I'm like, this is more like a parent thing to do, but I guess I'll do it.
Yeah, how do you get away with that?
He got lucky that I showed up that day, and he was like, can you take them to get their flu shots? And I'm like, no.
A little extra pay?
Oh, my God. And so then I had to take them, and I got so lucky because the whole time I was like, okay, guys, you guys are going to be so brave, and we're going to get candy afterwards. Like, just exciting them to... And
candy.
They were easy breezy, but even the nurses were like, I can't believe they sent the nanny. I was like, yeah, it could have been a disaster.
But that's
it
weird, though, because I feel like
that.
you would need, like, a legal guardian
Yeah.
to do
No, they let
a
me.
signature.
The dad called and was
Oh,
like, the nanny's
okay,
coming.
that's pretty good, that's pretty good.
So
Okay,
he gave
okay.
me all the information,
So
but they were like, really? The nanny's coming? I'm like, ooh.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, the shot game it's real, man. It's a real thing, dude. Some people, like I said, some people freak out, some people don't. Some people look you straight in the
Like I said,
eyes.
some people enjoy it, like I said. Some people, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you say you like in stabbed. Do you like tattoos?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was just going to say, I have tattoos. And it's like, that's fine. Then the second anything tries to come out, I'm like, no. It's some weird disconnect. Like, I don't care about tattoos. I have a couple of
Have
them.
you ever taken out your blood? Like,
No.
What?
Why would I?
What?
not any of you.
You trying to blood bond, bro? What's
I used to
up?
be a dialysis technician like 2 years ago or something like that, and every year I have to go take my own blood draws because I had to test my immunity, and I would do it myself because I didn't trust my coworkers to do it.
You would stab yourself?
Mm-hmm. I put a
Damn,
sharpie on,
dude.
like,
That's hardcore.
Oh,
hey, you don't do heroin, do you?
I mean,
You don't do
I've
heroin,
never
do
done
you?
it before, but I know how to do
you're-
I was going
it.
to say, you'd be a pro at it.
Wait, you're allowed to do yourself?
No one
mean,
knows.
I
Who else
think,
was
yeah.
gonna do it? I didn't trust the nurse to do it. I didn't trust my coworkers to do it because they would always come in like hungover, drunk half the time. So I'm like, nah,
your
like I'll
medical
stab my
bro.
own self.
Imagine if you show up to the doctor's office and you're like, I got it from here.
I got
I
it,
mean,
don't
I
worry.
have tried it and they wouldn't. They're
Absolutely
like,
not.
no, like this
There's
is
no
liability
way.
reason. I'm like,
There's no
I'm
way.
perfectly good at it. Like.
You got some
There's
balls,
no way
dude.
they would do it.
You got some
Hey,
balls.
that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And I
would
have to
never.
look. I have to
Ballsy,
look
bro.
at it too, and like I can't.
Well,
like,
of course, you have to look at it.
No, exactly. I'm finding myself.
Whoa. SpongeBob voice.
I mean, I haven't.
Wait.
Like, I haven't.
Well, here's my question, though. What was the train of thought behind that? Like, how did you, like, just sit down? You're like, you know what? I'm stabbing myself.
I want to do this.
So here's the thing.
Let's
I
end
didn't
this.
sit down. I didn't sit down. There was
No.
like a counter high enough to where like I can be like this, and I was just like, boop, tied it up, got my blood draw, like pulled it out, pulled the needle
Ballsy,
out, held it
dude.
for like a minute, and then I was like, all right, I'm good.
I give
Oh my
props.
God,
I
no.
give
That's
props.
crazy.
I
That
give
is
props,
crazy.
dude.
That is
I did it in
crazy.
front of my boss. I did it in front of like the regional like managers of the company too, and they're like, "You're fucking crazy," and I'm
No.
like, "I'm the most reliable worker here." So what do you got?
So I'm going to do it.
It's just like one last body we got to hire. You know what I'm saying?
I'm in shock right now. I didn't know you
I
could do
know,
that.
that is crazy.
I've never seen anybody do
well,
that.
I did
themselves.
dialysis. I would poke
Don't-
people for like.
I know. The only time I ever seen that is in movies.
I
You know
mean,
what I'm saying?
shit,
You try to save your
my
life,
is a
save your own
movie,
life. You know
bro.
what I'm saying? God damn. So
That is
when a
wild.
snake bites you, bro, just suck out the venom.
You'll be ready.
That's it?
Yeah, I guess I'm
I
screwed.
mean, if it's a poisonous snake, yes. If
Yeah,
it's not poisonous, you're
it
good.
works, right, bro? You
no,
suck out the venom?
I heard that's bullshit.
I know it's bullshit.
oh, really?
I
Yeah.
know it's so
Oh, fuck, I'm
bullshit.
screwed.
Yeah, I heard like you're just better off just calling 911.
Trying to suck it out yourself.
It's going back into you regardless of the
Yeah,
fact.
in your mouth.
taste buds.
yeah, but I don't think you die. Like I think a venom, like snake venom, can like spit in your mouth, and you're totally fine.
I don't
It's
know
only
about
once it hits the
that.
like
That
the
can't be
bloodstream.
true.
Hey,
can't
no,
be true.
hey, this might be.
Let's
test it out.
I
Cap
might
the
be
fact.
making this up as I'm talking, but
Okay, I read online that if a snake spits in your mouth, you're actually fine.
Yeah.
So we're good.
if it's a bloodstream, that's what
I've had worse things spit in my
Oh
mouth,
my
right?
gosh. If you get venom in your mouth, you're actually fine. Don't call the police. Don't call 911.
It's actually like antibiotics. So like whatever disease you have, you're cured.
It's like a really strong mouthwash. It's gonna kill everything inside. You know what I mean? Cavities. The
Hey,
whole
those
thing,
demons
okay?
gone. The demons are gone next
No.
day. No more demons.
You're a man of the Lord the next day. If you arise, you're one with God.
You take a shot of venom and you start speaking in tongues.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Oh, shit. Hey, that's the
deep,
trick.
man.
Yeah.
That was a religious joke right there. You know, for all my religious listeners out there.
Oh, you dirty Catholics. You know
Big Catholic following on the podcast.
big
Huge
Catholic. No,
Catholic
Baptist. I'm a
following,
big
yes.
Baptist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We should start doing Christian Mingle like ads. On the
Right.
podcast.
Oh, yeah. You guys could sponsor at Christian Mingle.
Make it happen.
That would be
right?
fun.
we are a man of the Lord. You know what I'm saying?
But enough about shots. Enough about this. This podcast is about you.
Yeah.
The podcast is about you.
Cool.
So, what made you get into comedy to start with?
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, take it back. Day one.
Well,
8 years ago.
so I
9.
was, I started doing stand-up. I did stand-up for the first time when I was 18. And I was just, like, really into comedy. Like, I remember finding out that stand-up comedy was a job in middle school when Dane Cook came out with an album.
Really?
I listened to it all the time, and I started like being able to recite it back to my friends, like with his mannerisms and like word for word. And then I never really thought that it was like something that I could do. It was just like, oh, that's just what this person does. And then I started getting more into stand-up and like watching Comedy Central and getting more into like independent comedy. And then
Dave Chappelle, Carlos Mencia at that time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Who was like Dimitri Martin had just started, and so I saw his first half hour. A lot of like big people who like just got their first half hour was like 2009, 2010 ish. And then at one point I'm like, this stuff that I can say something that's just as funny as this, or like I was watching it and like editing it in my head, or like trying to figure out where they were going. Or,
seeing where the punchline was.
Or like thinking about how I would write that joke, or like. I don't. Maybe you guys can relate that. After watching stand up for a long time, you kind of start to think as a stand up.
Yeah, especially when you like when I go to a show, like I'll listen to like a bit, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I know where they're going with this.
Yeah.
Or then in my head I'm like, oh, you should have said this instead.
Yeah. Or you're like you're trying to like find your own way to find your own joke, or like, well, here's what I would have done. Or even like if you see something, you're like, this is, in my brain at least, I was like, this is how I would write that as a stand up joke. And so then I started writing jokes, and then I found an open mic that would take an 18-year-old in the suburbs. And I went up with a bunch of my friends, and it was great. And then I did it a couple more times. And then I got into improv, which was not for me. I went to community college, and I joined an improv group. And then from there, we started performing at like more like places where stand-ups would be. So it'd be like stand-ups and an improv group. And then I got back into stand-up. And then from there, I moved to the city, started doing more shows and all that stuff.
No stage fright at 18?
Yeah.
Oh, I was, definitely, yeah. When I first got on stage...
hyperventilating and, almost passed out and shit.
I couldn't feel my hands or my legs.
Oh, damn.
When I remember being
bad.
like... I remember because me and my best friend, we'd go to the open mic.
Did you go up in a wheelchair?
I just felt like grabbing the microphone in my hand. I'm like,
hello, guys.
Gotta tell my jokes. I gotta do it.
This is my Stephen Hawking.
Big impression for you guys. I would go with my best friend, and we would just like scope it out, because we wanted to see what it was like. We wanted to see like if there was an audience, or like how do you sign up, and like all that stuff. And so then by the time I went, I felt very comfortable, and I had a big group of my friends. So I was like, I know that they're gonna laugh. I had practiced my set 1,000 times, but when the guy, and I still know the guy that hosted the show, he's so nice. It couldn't have been a better first experience for me. Like, he
you got
called my
laughs
name.
and everything?
Oh yeah. I like couldn't feel my hands, couldn't feel my legs, shook his hand, like did my whole thing. I recorded it like someone would need that recording. And
so still out there. It's out there right
now.
Okay.
Oh, I put it on hidden. It's on my Facebook. And then afterwards, the host was like, good job. Like, wow, you did it. Good job. Like, you could tell, an 18-year-old girl with like a big group. It's her first time. And then I came back a couple more times, and one woman came up to me after like, I think my like 4th or 5th time, and was like, I've seen you here a couple times. You're getting really good. Like, keep at it. And that has driven me all the way up till now.
That one compliment.
I was like, I got it.
From a random person.
From a random person, yeah. I think that was like the first like compliment that I got that wasn't from another comedian. So to be like, wow, I'm a star. I'm the star of Schaumburg, Illinois.
Schaumburg? Where was the...
I was at Laugh Out Loud.
Schaumburg?
In the streets of Woodfield.
Oh, yeah. Laugh Out Loud's the street. Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Laugh Out Loud. Yeah, I actually just found out about it.
I didn't know
a couple
this.
weeks ago. Yeah.
So it's like it's mostly they do improv, but it's just a comedy theater. Yeah. And they did an open mic on Sundays that I was there.
I saw that.
And then from there, I would meet a bunch of comics who'd be like, oh, you got to go to this mic. But it was hard because I couldn't get into a lot of places because I wasn't 21. So a lot of the bars, they'd turn me away. And I'm like, I just want to do stand-up for 4 minutes. And they're like, you can't come here. Especially when I moved to the city. I moved when I was 20. So I had like a year before I could like actually get into bars. So I just had to either use my fake ID and risk it, or just pray and be
where
like,
where do you get a fake ID from?
I ordered it from China.
Really?
I wired.
That's the secret. Huh?
It was a
not that it matters now. I'm like,
I'm
30.
I got it when I was like 18 or 19, I think, and it was me and 4 other people, and I wired like $400 to China, and being like, well, if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, it doesn't.
That's
and
ballsy.
then they shipped me a big package of chopsticks, and then I was like, fuck off, like they got me. And then in the middle of all the chopsticks, there was a bunch of IDs.
That's pretty cool.
A bunch of IDs?
Yeah, we each got 2.
Oh, okay.
So I had two, and one got taken away.
Oh, so it wasn't 400 just for one.
No, it was 100 for each one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So I got one taken away at the Metro, and then the other one I gave to my cousin because I was old enough and I didn't need it anymore.
Oh.
But it was me, my cousin Chris, and then my friend Becky, her now husband. And then one other person. So I guess there was 5 of us. But yeah,
How'd you find the plug?
I feel like a lot of people were using this place. It was like ID Chief something, but they kept getting shut down. So you'd have to like scramble and find it.
This is like 2010, right?
2011.
2011, dude. That's Wild Wild West. The internet was still the Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
That was the Silk Road era.
Yeah. The internet was still Wild Wild West, dude.
I feel like
Now
every
it's a
other day
little
was
more-
getting shut down.
Yeah.
And then they would pop up somewhere else, and it'd be like, "Oh, here are
different
where
name,
the
different
IDs
name,
are."
different domain, different.
Yes.
everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
You know what I'm thinking? I'm like, what did you do with those chopsticks?
Oh, I use them.
Okay,
I had chopsticks for days and years.
I'm like, I hope those chopsticks
Hey,
go to
that
waste.
ramen noodles, bro, they hit.
I
We make
used
sure they
them.
hit, bro.
Yeah, I used all of them for sure.
It's like, just throw them away. I don't have to wash them.
I paid $500 for those chopsticks. You better believe I'm using them. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I've always wanted to do one. I always wanted to do it. At that age, I was like, dude,
Mm-hmm.
I want to get my fake ID, stuff like that.
You can still do it.
You still
Yeah,
can.
yeah,
Absolutely.
you know what? Just for the experience.
Get
I
younger.
did it.
Get younger, dude.
Get younger. Exactly. I'm just bringing out my younger.
Get back
picture.
into sports.
Yeah. Just go by the college. Be like, hey, look, I'm 18.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Do you guys know where I can get a fake ID?
Yeah, I look like a cop at that point. I look like a narc, dude. Straight narc.
Oh, dude.
Like, get out here, old man. Like, oh, damn, dude. I'm only 29, bro.
Because at the time when you use it and you're like a kid,
Because they weren't scanning it. They weren't scanning ID. back
but
then.
my IDs would scan.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It would take it.
Wait, so how did you get one taken away?
He just knew it was fake. It was at the Metro, and I guess that place is like really known.
Isn't that place like
for
shut
it.
down now? The Metro.
I'm not sure.
I think it got sold to somebody else.
Okay. Something shut down during COVID. A couple places.
Wait, the Metro was a club?
Yeah, it was like a concert hall in Wrigleyville.
Yeah.
Concert helmet.
Oh,
yeah.
concert
But they're
Oh,
known
okay.
for being really hard on IDs. And what's bogus is that it wasn't even 21 and up. It was 18 and up. But I was cocky, and I gave him my fake ID. And so then he walked me out, and he was like, "All right, have a good night." And I burst into tears because like my favorite band was playing, and my best friend had gotten in because she was like 24 at the time.
Who was the band?
Well, they're called Haha Tonka.
Haha Jonka?
Haha Tonka, like the
Tonka?
trucks. Yeah.
What is it? Is it like...
Bluegrass, indie rock from their band in Missouri.
Okay.
I've been following them since I was like 18, I think.
Oh, religious
wow.
following. Okay.
Yes. My little tattoo right here. That's a Haha Tonka song.
I mean, that kind of sucks because it was an 18+ event.
Exactly. So, and I was even like, I should just give them my regular ID. Like, I'm not trying to drink tonight. But something in my head was like, I'm an adult. Like,
Do it.
I was just
Do
getting
it.
cocky with it.
Yeah.
But I still had the second one. So I was like more like thoughtful about using the second one. But
Okay.
You can be like, look, hey, man, between me and you, bro.
Totally.
This is the real one.
I know,
Let me get back
I know
in there.
he wasn't having it.
No, what
I
a
did.
scumbag.
Dude,
I
some people
What
take
a
their
scumbag.
jobs too serious.
Yeah,
bro.
they take the job.
I
Like,
know.
Give a
Look-
fuck, dude. But you're making $10 an hour, bro.
yeah.
Relax.
It's like, I mean, like I said, I work in the hospital. I save lives and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Wink, wink. But I don't try that hard.
I've been
You know what I'm
security,
saying?
bro. How many times have I let people slide? I'm like, bro, I just read. Okay, cool, go ahead, bro. I don't give a shit.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like, come
Gotta
on.
care, bro.
I'm just like, we're in Wrigleyville. It's
You want to take me to 20?
it's
I
a
got you, man.
concert. Like, let's just
Yeah.
go. Come on.
Yeah.
Let me in.
People take two.
Or if he would have kicked me out and been like, let me see your real ID, I would have given him my real ID.
Yeah.
But he was just like, all right, bye. And I was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Then I was stuck in Wrigleyville. I hadn't moved to the city yet, so I had to find a way to get to my sister's house in Little Italy. For those of you who don't live in Chicago, it's very far away. So I was just like crying in an Uber for like 30 minutes while I got downtown. But memories.
What an asshole.
I know.
Wait, was there?
You know, he's not invited to the podcast.
Yeah.
he's never going to be on this podcast.
He's never gonna be on the podcast unless he has a lot of followers.
I was gonna say. I mean, when did you turn 21? When did you turn 21?
When do I turn
When did
21?
you? Turn 21 again. You're right.
Next
week.
month.
Fingers crossed. 2013.
13. Okay.
Yeah.
Was there Uber or is it still taxis?
There was Uber.
I was surprised
Was
too
it
when,
Uber?
when you said Uber.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's what I had
I was
asked.
like,
Like,
when was
Uber?
this?
No, there was an Uber. I took an Uber, yeah. But it was when Uber was like cheap.
Oh yeah. We're
Cool.
first starting out.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It was like they paid you to get on.
It was like $6 to take me downtown.
Damn, dude.
I was
That's-
like, this sucks. I want to be at a concert.
No, Uber is getting stupid expensive.
It is crazy.
Especially at night, 2 a.m. $100.
Crazy.
$100 to get home. What's the whole point of getting Uber then? I'm just gonna drive home.
You know what's more
crazy thing-
expensive? A DUI.
Okay.
Hey,
Here we go.
Hey, get out of here, bro.
This guy's not a party. He's not a party dude, right?
Yeah.
No fun over there.
Hey,
Pay
2 a.m.
$100 to pay the DUI.
Yeah.
Whatever.
2 a.m. to 5 a.m. Stay off of 90, bro, because I'm driving there, right?
That's all you, bro.
But truly, Ubers used to be like $5. Like truly, like just like $5 to get down the street, or $5 to go wherever you got to go. But now it's like at least $10 or $13.
Yeah. And then literally, you can go like from one corner to the other corner, and they'll be like, "Oh no, $20."
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, isn't that? I don't want to Escalade.
Yeah.
I'll take a Civic.
Yeah.
I'll take a
I'll
Sentra.
share it with you.
You know what? Just walk with me at this point.
But here's the thing too. Like I'm an introvert. I've always been an introvert. You know what I mean? I live by it. I die by it. So if you want me to pay these high prices, don't talk to me.
Oh yeah.
Don't talk to me.
No.
I don't want to have a conversation.
No.
Right? And I'm pleasant. I'm nice. I'm like, hey, how's it going? Good. Hey, thank you
that's
very much. Thank you very much, man.
Hey, you know
That's
what you
it.
do?
Yes.
But some people
I'm
that
the
want to
same
have a
way.
full-blown conversation
I do
with
not.
you.
That's why
That's
I take
me.
my headphones in too
That's
when
me.
I'm there. I'm like, on my phone, whatever. Take
Yeah.
a phone call. I don't care. I'm not trying to talk to my Uber driver.
I'm the opposite of him. I'm an extrovert. So I'm talking to them.
He's
Like,
like, hey,
how's
man,
your diet, bro?
looking for a necklace? What's
Yeah,
up?
I'm saying,
no.
I'm trying to sell stuff, bro. I'm selling my sneakers right now, bro. What's up? What's up? You know, $100, bro. Give it
Hey,
to
you
me.
like the shirt?
Yeah.
I hate that. When I'm in an Uber with one of my friends who's like super chatty with the Uber driver, I'm like, could you shut the fuck up? Like, we're just trying to get somewhere.
I've
I'm not
gotten
trying
that a
to
lot of
learn this
times.
whole
I've gotten that a lot of
story.
times. I've
So,
gotten that.
you know, not this is how do you say it? Like
Intervene.
no, like not a plug-in, I guess.
Okay, just plug it in. Bro.
But obviously you're here because we're doing a comedy show in Crystal Lake, June 24th.
Yeah.
No, blah blah blah. 7:30 p.m. $5 tickets.
Wait, where is it at again? Plug the place.
Crystal Lake, Mookie's.
Mookies.
But we were there. We were at the bar at the restaurant that we're gonna be doing it at, and we were talking, and there was a conversation came up about you know how people don't want to work right now because they're getting benefits.
Yeah.
So just a lot of job openings that people are just not
A lot
picking
of
up.
places need people.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, dude, yeah.
So these they're like these two older white guys are
Yeah,
next
yeah.
to us. Not next to us, but they're like at the end of the bar.
No mask, no nothing.
Yeah,
so,
and they're like,
Republican, what I'm
it's
saying?
they're like, hey
Yeah.
man, the government just want to give money to the people, blah 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 blah. Becoming France.
Yeah.
people want to live in France. So,
Yeah.
and they're going,
Socialism, this is not
yeah.
what I'm saying.
And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, hey, like
We're
I'm
not
here.
trying to talk.
I'm not
Yeah.
trying to talk.
Yeah.
This guy
No.
from that, so he's sitting next to me. I'm sitting closer to them, right?
Uh-uh.
He goes, yeah, he's like fucking liberals, and I'm like, oh.
Oh my god.
But only because he knows.
Yeah.
I know the reaction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he knows.
The reaction I'm gonna
He's
get.
like,
Yeah.
he's opening the pathway to conversation.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Because
I'm
now they're like, my dude.
Yeah,
they're like, my
exactly,
dude.
exactly.
So he knows
exactly.
in the inside, I'm dying.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I don't want to be here right now.
I definitely don't want to have this
Yeah.
conversation with
And I
you.
definitely don't want to have this conversation
Oh my
with a
God.
bunch of strangers. And then I'm like dying in this. I'm like sweating bullets. And then luckily, I don't even think they heard you. But they left.
Over here, I'm laughing my ass off because
Yeah.
I know the reaction I'm getting
Yeah.
from him,
No.
and I know what I said. I know what the reaction I'm gonna get from those guys.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
No.
It's easy.
Uh-uh.
It's easy to get reactions.
Because just
from,
like,
bro.
some people just love to talk. You give
Yeah.
them an opening. Give them a little
That's it.
opening. You know what I mean?
I went to a bar with one of my good friends. We've been friends for like forever, and she was already like half in the bag when I showed up. But the way that like it was, we decided to meet to be like, let's catch up. I haven't seen you in a while. Like this is us. This is us right now. This is only you and me. And she's talking to all these guys, and for some reason she was talking to all these older men. Like, oh my god, what do you think?
Oh,
That's
sugar
so
daddy.
crazy. Like
Sugar
flirting with
daddy.
these
Yeah.
old men. I'm like, could you relax? Like. These old guys are like coming up and talking to her, and I'm just like, we don't need you. And she was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, Christine, we're not doing this right now. Like, we're not flirting with old men at a bar in Algonquin. Like, we just can't do it. Yeah.
Damn.
Same guy that we were talking to.
We can flirt with old men in Chicago because they might be rich, but Algonquin, no.
Hey, don't.
We
those
know they're
motherfuckers
kids.
got money. Those motherfuckers
Yeah.
got money. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Chicago rich, man.
Yeah.
It's a different story. In doing stand up, so you started at 18. So you said 7 years now at this point?
Well, I count it from when I first moved to the city, which when I was 20. So technically it's like 10 years, but from 18 to 19, I wasn't really doing like stand-up hardcore. I was just like every once in a while, definitely doing improv at school, but I wasn't like doing it like I was when I moved to the city, which
Yeah.
is like going out every night and doing shows and stuff like that.
Do you have a specific bombing that you remember that you're like?
Oh my God,
Yeah.
yes.
How many? How high?
So many. So the first one, do you guys know Xavier Lamont?
Xavier Lamont.
Yeah, he's like this. His
Oh, he's a guy. I thought it was a club.
He's a comic.
I was like,
Some
Xavier
people call
Lamont.
him XL because he's like a really buff, big guy.
Yeah.
So sweet, so nice. But we were at a show in St. Charles, and it was like half hookah lounge, half bar, and XL is like really protective.
Was it Albany or what was it called? Albany. I forgot the word. That's only one bar I think of. St. Charles.
That's a hookah lounge.
No,
it was on, like,
no, it's a
North.
hookah lounge.
It was like
Okay.
North and 59.
Nah, I don't remember.
I don't know. Sometimes I drive by and I go, "Fuck you!" But like at the time, I was really young. I was like maybe 21, 22, and like XL was in the suburbs too, and like he was the suburbs and a Chicago comic, so he was really protective over me because I'm a little angel, and like and he's just a sweet guy. And so I get on stage, and it was like my first time doing like 15 minutes, which was like huge for me. And this guy says, "Hey, baby, turn around and let me see your ass." And I just lost it. It was like I had just gotten on stage, and then XL, I can see him like walking up to the guy and like talking to him, and I'm like, I don't even want to do stand up anymore. Like I don't even want to do anything. I was just like so bummed out. And then I was just like phoned it in the entire way. Like I kept trying to talk to this guy and be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Is that
but
him?
Then, oh yeah, there he is. What a sweetie. Yeah, that's XL. Imagine that guy coming up to you,
for
telling
sure.
you to shut the fuck up.
Is that guy all 6'5"? Because he looks like 6'5".
Yeah, ish. I think he might even be like 6'6".
Oh damn.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
He's
A whole foot taller.
Yeah.
You sure guy, bro.
No, he's a sweetie. And he's so funny, but
I
you don't know that when he comes up to you and he goes, "Shut up." You're like, "I'll shut the fuck up right now." You're right. But that's not even like a bombing story. Another bombing story. I was at this place downtown.
Wait, so he said that to you, and you shut down completely?
And then I just completely turned off.
Yeah.
You know, I was like,
Dang,
so
did it
not
heckle him
into
or anything?
it.
Like,
No.
bro, how you turn around?
I
You
think
see
it
what
was
you got working with. You know
it
what
was
I'm saying?
because I had just gotten on stage. I didn't have a time to say but a word. I had just picked up the microphone and he said it. I was
And
like,
is this common?
I've never happened to me again. I
Oh,
wish
good,
it
good.
would so that I could like completely
Just roast him.
tear him down.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
now
yeah.
I'm so much more confident and I know what to do.
Yeah, yeah.
But at the time I was like, my big 15 minutes and I'm gonna be a star after this. And that's how it started. And I was like, I have nothing to come back from this. But now I feel like if this happened to me, I would feel much more confident in being like, "Fuck you, and here's why, and here are my jokes, and you suck," and kick him out. Like I feel like now I would have had him kicked out. Totally. Yeah. I love kicking people out of shows. But another one that I did that was awful, I bombed. It was at the Chicago Athletic Association, which is like some fancy hotel downtown, and it was like in this big auditorium, and everybody in the audience said that I did good, but like it's just that feeling of like nothing is hitting, and if people are laughing, you're like
kind of like a corporate gig almost.
Almost, but it wasn't.
Okay.
It wasn't corporate, but it had that feeling of
Yeah,
it,
corporate.
of like,
Okay, I'll get you.
If it wasn't like in a theater, there wasn't lighting. I could see everyone.
It wasn't the correct atmosphere for you at that point. Yeah.
I could see every single person's face in that room. It was awful. And this guy kept heckling the entire time, like heckling and heckling and heckling. And
in heckling in the sense of like speaking directly to you, or just like being comments,
and just talking to us and like adding tags that weren't necessary, or like talking over punchlines and stuff. And a lot of the other comics were like, "Hey, dude, not cool. Like, shut up, blah blah blah." But nobody really put him in his place. And I not that I like hecklers, but I feel confident in being like, "We're shutting this down. Like, we're gonna stop." And so I talked to him for a little bit. And I said something like, "Oh, well, this is my improv team, guys. He's a plant. Don't worry about it." Like, just making jokes to be so nobody else in the audience felt like I was yelling at him, but thinking that he would catch on. And then I had like 20 seconds left. Like, I was done. I was done with my set. And he said something, and I turned to him, and I just went, "Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up." Nobody went. I yelled at him like I had never yelled at a human in my life, ever. And, of course, I can see him, and then directly behind him, I can see my boss. Like, the boss of that, like, set the show up and was just, like, staring at me. And I was like, oh, my God. Now he's mad at me, and I'm screaming at this guy, and I have to leave the stage 2 minutes ago. How do I end this? And I just, like, after bombing for 10 minutes, I get heckled, and I lose it on this guy. And then I was like, I said one more joke, and then I was like, okay, bye. And then the host, poor thing, he comes back on the stage and he goes, "It's hard. Stand up is hard." Trying to be like, because I even was like, aren't aren't your friends embarrassed to have you here? Aren't they embarrassed that you keep talking? Like, nobody wants you to talk. And then afterwards, he tried to come up to me and apologize. But the 2 of the comics on the shows took him aside and were like, don't talk to her. Because I was like, I'll kill him. I'll kill him right now. I don't care who sees. I'll skin this man alive. But it's just like those 2 stood out in my mind of like, there's no coming back from this.
Yeah.
Ever. Yeah.
That's tough.
So bad.
I know that's definitely tough.
Yeah, no, it's weird how people think they want that. They want to hear you. That we want to hear.
That's
people
exactly
who
what
like,
he said. Yeah, he was like, I thought I was helping, and then one of the comics was like, you're not helping. What it is, you're a fly in our ear, and we can hear this little buzzing, and we can't get to the fly.
It's that little fucking mosquito.
Yeah,
at night.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's what it was. I was like, I wish this dude would have gotten through and talked to me because I was ready to kill him. Like, I almost left that. I never leave. I never yell at people during shows. I never leave during a show. It's like, it's a comedy show. Who gives a fuck? But I legitimately was like, I got to go home. I got to go home because I am about to lose it on this guy. And everyone's like, stay, stay, stay. And then he came up trying to find me afterwards. And I'm like, I wish he would because he does not know that I'm crazy.
Yeah.
What he doesn't know is that
Puerto
I'm
Rican's gonna come out.
psychotic.
That Puerto Rican's going to come out.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what you would be like, Boricua.
Yeah, I'm saying, bro.
I know I'm very white, but I will kill you. I'll follow you. I don't care. I'll follow you home.
Have you not seen West Side Story?
Yes. That's how I found. And I was like, a lot of my friends had never seen that side of me come out, but I'm like, I'll follow you. I don't give a fuck.
See, I always wonder though because like, you know, I usually a heckler, you know, they're pussy.
Yeah.
Right. And that's gonna happen.
shit,
But every once in a while, you will get like a heckler who might wait for you outside the club. What do you do then? Like what do you like? It's like, oh, you're the guy that roast me.
Yeah.
I'll see you once the door is closed. Like,
Well, my big thing is that like, well, if I'm dealing with a heckler, I'm like, you want to talk?
Yeah.
Okay, talk. What do you want to say? What do you want to say? Say it because you want your moment. Here it is. And they're like, no. I'm like, no. You interrupted the show because you have something important to say.
Yeah.
Or they'll try and like add a tag. And so then I'll let them say their tag. And then I go, okay, do we think that was funnier than what I was going to say? No, maybe go to an open mic, you know, workshop it, try it out for 10 fucking years like I do, and then try it again. So that really like puts them in their place. And like no one's ever, I don't know, it's different for women. I bet that like no one's gonna.
Oh yeah, I mean for you, outside. For sure. Yeah, I would hope so. hey.
But I do think that there's a lot of comics that I do feel comfortable if I did ever like get to that level where I guess I get out of control and I threaten to fight someone that like. I could take them with me and they would have my back.
Yeah. Is it majority men?
Yeah. There would be some women too that I would trust to escort me to my car.
No, I mean when it comes to the hecklers.
Oh, always men.
Always men? Always?
Yeah,
Really?
always. Yeah.
Scumbags.
A couple times if it's women, it's just because they're drunk. And then at that point, like once you talk to them and you're just like, this is not your time, they'll stop. And if they keep talking... For men and women, if it's a good show and it's a good club, someone will come over and be like, shut the fuck up. Yeah. Like the host or somebody, a waitress will be like, one more time and you're out of here. You know? Yeah. Which is such a power move to kick somebody out of a show.
I know.
So cool.
You know, and I'm thinking about that because, you know, when we do our show.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I can't wait to kick somebody out.
No, but that's what I was thinking about. I was like, oh, we might, like, hopefully not.
No.
I'm hoping that, like, in my dream, I'm hoping the show goes...
Utopia, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it goes as smooth as possible.
Oh, yeah, always.
Right? You know what I mean? I don't want to kick anybody out. I don't want to do any of that.
Just have a good
but
time.
that's something that we're going to have a conversation with the...
Just kick anybody out.
Just kick anybody out.
Well, I've run like a bunch of shows, and that's just part of the conversation that you have with the venue of like, if somebody gets out of hand, do I have the okay? Do you want the okay? Like, we can't... The one biggest like pro or... thing that I have from running shows is that the venue has your back. Yeah. You know, like if you work with a good venue, they have your back and they want the show to happen. Yeah. So if the show's not happening the way that you want it to, I'm always like, they're either take them out of the show and put them in the bar or kick them all the way out. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. But my thing is, as a person, I'm there to enjoy the show. That's my goal, right? Mm-hmm. Enjoy the show. Shut the fuck up. Yeah. Enjoy the show.
You're ruining for everybody else.
Let you guys do what you guys do best. Yeah. I'm here to laugh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why? I don't have no reason to say anything.
No, of course.
Nothing, you know
it's like this one time I took my girl to a show like at the Improv in Schaumburg, and she started like saying a couple of things. Nothing like no, she wasn't heckling. Yeah. But she like the comic would be like, oh, blank, and she'd be like, oh yeah, and I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I'll throw out myself.
I was like, no, hey.
Yeah.
I was like,
I'll throw out myself right now.
There's levels too,
There-
right?
but-
There's
yeah,
always.
yeah.
That
But
is-
she was nice enough that she would just like laugh and she was like, yeah, for sure. You know how people like
Yeah.
a little like hoo ha.
Oh, yeah.
But the whole time I was just like, shut the fuck up.
You know what I learned to stop doing was to say, I'm 100% Puerto Rican, because then any Puerto Rican in the audience would be like, and I'm like,
Yeah.
shut up.
Yeah,
I don't want to talk to you
yeah.
guys. I know where you are. I can
Yeah.
hear you. I heard you before the show started.
Facts.
I know exactly
Hey, Daddy
where you
Ain't,
are.
just shut the fuck up, right?
Yeah.
I see you, right?
Yeah.
Evie Queen? Hey. All right.
Isn't it Ivy Queen?
Evie, Ivy, don't matter.
I don't
bro.
know.
You still got my joke, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Good.
I'm the dumbass heckler. Like, no, it's Evie.
Yeah, exactly. Bro.
And now
Shut
is
the
the
fuck
time
up.
where we ask you to leave the podcast.
Yeah. You ever kicked out of your own podcast before?
Show
dude?
yourself
Hey,
out.
It's the first time, bro.
It might be the first.
First time
for
ever. They escorted and everything.
Right.
And that's still throw them out, dude.
I
I'll
know
use
you're
my
a
muscle.
bouncer, yeah.
Carry me out, man. So now that you're at this point, like, what do you like? What is the next step? Like, what are you trying to do now?
So I definitely feel like the pandemic changed a lot in terms of comedy for me, and I mean for everybody. Like, it was really hard to create content from your house, but I think we all kind of saw that like that's the way it's heading for at least 2020. And so I really got into my podcast and started recording a lot more and putting a lot more episodes out and like doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes.
And what's the name of your podcast?
It's called Crushes. And we just talk about celebrity crushes and crushes that you have on everyday people, you know, like the barista at the coffee shop, or like, you know, somebody that you see on the bus.
You talking about those? Say it.
I don't even know. White
Oh,
buffaloes?
dude, you are
White buffaloes?
Thank you.
Oh, white buffalo.
You-
Okay.
you
The
make-
ones that you kind of make eye contact.
What
You
episode is
you
this?
feel like-
189.
You feel like there's a connection, but it's not really.
You
connection.
know the white buffalo,
yes,
right?
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
The one that got away.
Or if
Yeah,
you're
the one
like,
got away.
are you in
The
love
ones
with
that
me, or
couldn't.
did you just put a heart in my coffee because you know how to? Like all that stuff.
Yeah, it's cool. You know
Is
what I'm
it-
saying?
did we just touch the tip of fingers?
Yes, exactly. Someone holds the door open for me, and I'm like, "You're obsessed, okay?
We're going somewhere with this?
Relax. You are obsessed with me."
But isn't it crazy how much we'll daydream about something so
Yeah,
small?
little small movement.
yeah,
It could have been a polite gesture to open the door for you,
Yes.
but you're like, this motherfucker obsessed. Like, get over
Exactly.
yourself.
Yeah.
I don't like you.
Or
Like,
a
I got a
stranger-
boyfriend, right?
You know,
You don't have a boyfriend.
I'm already
now.
thinking about the first argument. It's like, oh, but we start dating and I'm gonna have to argument about this. Like,
Dude, exactly. Or like you see someone on the train and you're just like daydreaming about like, oh my god, and then this and that and this, and it's like a movie.
Yeah.
And then they leave and you're like, I could not even tell you what
Yeah.
they look like.
Yeah.
That's what we talk about. And
Exactly,
then
yeah.
at the end we play a game called Hot or Just Tall, where I show them celebrities and they tell me if they're hot or if they are just tall.
You
Meaning,
wouldn't make it, bro.
no. To be fair, all celebrities are my height.
but just tall.
5'3".
They're all short, man. All right.
Just
All
tall doesn't
5'5",
mean
bro.
that they're actually tall. It could just mean that they're like good at sports, or like a good musician, or like a good actor. or
They have a nice
funny.
personality.
Exactly. Yeah.
Make a great
So,
cocktail, you know what I'm saying?
Vince Vaughn is just tall because he's just funny or just an actor.
Yeah.
If I saw him walking down the street, I wouldn't be like,
Have you
"Hello?"
ever seen him in the streets?
No,
Because I know he lives in the city.
he does. Yeah, yeah. He lives on
I'm
top.
surprised he doesn't like.
Pop
I mean,
out a
I
little more.
guess because he's fucking famous. He's
Yeah,
rich.
yeah,
He doesn't
yeah.
have to go.
Shit.
Yeah.
I
It's
also
also
think,
Vince Paul.
yeah, I think he also like splits his time a lot from
he?
LA to Chicago. So I really like got into that and started like doing a lot more. I started recording my web series called The Drunk Cooking Show, and so like
I'm
the
about
next
that.
steps
That's pretty heavy.
is fun, and the next steps for me, it's like for a long time I thought that I had to do everything the way that all the other comics were, like going to the clubs and like grinding every night and like doing this and doing that and having all this stuff ready. And I'm like, well, the stuff that I'm excited about, I'm doing from my home. So like, why don't I just follow this?
You're
trail?
finding your own niche, you know.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Well,
Everyone finds
I
their own
feel
niche.
like when it comes to like stand up and everything, obviously the work, put in the time and getting the minutes and getting your set, complete is key and everything. But I don't feel like you don't have to follow that same path anymore.
Yeah, and stand up will always be there. It's not like stand up is going anywhere. I
Yeah.
know that I can get booked at. I know that I can get booked at the Laugh Factory.
Yeah.
I know I can get booked
damn.
places. It's not like I need to like prove myself again and again. Maybe I'll go to an open mic if I'm excited about some new stuff. But right now, I'm like, let's see where this new thing takes me, where I can take my background of improv and stand up and writing and all that stuff and use it for this. You know, like. what I'm trying now that things are open again to do like a drunk cooking interview type thing outside at like bars and clubs and stuff, and see where that goes, because you know I know we talked before the podcast was started about how I went to culinary school for a little bit, and I do love to cook and I feel like I'm good at cooking, so I'm like, okay, let me combine two things that I really love and see what that does instead of, you know, doing stand up, which I also love. But
yeah.
So
is it a little upsetting like how stand up isn't bigger in Chicago?
No.
Compared to like, you know, like California, New York,
Yeah.
now Austin, because Austin
Yeah.
is now becoming
Oh,
like the third branch of comedy.
Big in Atlanta too.
Yeah, is it really?
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
really big in Atlanta. Not really, because if you go to LA or you go to New York and you see like the comics that are really doing stuff, most of them are from Chicago, which like is exciting to me to be like, wow, we're really doing something here. There's just not a big enough industry in
That's
Chicago.
the problem, because like that's what upsets me, because it's like I hate that you have to like in a sense almost leave Chicago to make it a stand up.
Yeah.
Because I mean we're the third biggest city in the country.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like for us not to be able to, like, for comedy not to be able to like
grow here.
Here. Like it's, you know, obviously, you know, LA has comedy.
LA is
store,
always
right?
gonna be LA.
You know, New York has Gotham, and it has like all these other big name clubs, right? But like,
I think it's more of like the not just being like this place has this amazing stand-up club, but like what it has in terms of like business sense there. So like in LA, you can go to an audition or something like that really quick. Not say you can't do that in Chicago, but there's just more opportunity there. Where like we have opportunity in Chicago, it's just not on that level of LA or New York, I guess. And yeah, we could build it, but we could build it and it might not succeed because there are these two other huge competing things against it.
But why is it always competing? Why we just can't work together in a sense?
No, well, cause it doesn't matter. They don't have to work together in order to succeed. So, I mean, because that's like the other thing I've noticed too. When because I listen to podcasts, and I'll listen to Rogan, and I'll listen to all these other comedian podcasts, and it feels like when they do a show and when they get together and they do comedy, it's like an atmosphere, right? It's like not almost like a sense of a party, but just about like them getting together. And I've noticed that stand up here in Chicago, it's like people just come do their time and they leave.
Oh yeah,
there's no hanging out.
No,
there's no like mingling afterwards.
Camaraderie.
Yeah.
In certain places, there were at least like after the shows, you hang out like at the Lincoln Lodge where I used to perform a lot. People would stay at the bar and hang out there. At the Laugh Factory, people will go there. But yeah, it comes and goes of like this hustle culture where you're like, I got to go up here and I got to go over there and I got to do this and I got to do that. Where like you don't hang out anymore. But then there are other shows. It depends on where you are too, like the bar or the show that you're at or who you're even with. That's like, oh no, we're hanging out here. But it's different every time. Yeah.
And overall, how has like the stand-up community been with you?
Oh, great.
Oh, yeah, you have no complaints?
Yeah, no, not at all. No, I love Chicago comics and Chicago comedy. Super, like, I know that this hasn't been the case with everybody, and I wish that it was super easy, especially for women, to start comedy the way that I did, because, excuse me, I started in the suburbs, and I got a lot of recognition, I guess, and a lot of friends that vouched for me when I went to the city. You know, like Kristen Toomey, who is a big Chicago comic, like took me under her wing basically. Matt Drufke really helped me out. So when I started, I didn't have like, there was less need to like, oh, okay, you're a woman in comedy, prove yourself. Like you're coming to this open mic, let's see. And more of just like, okay, you know, Kristen's here with her, and so let's see what she has. And then, you know, everybody has been super welcoming and understanding and fun and friendly and all that stuff, because I remember I went to Nashville 2018 or 2019, and I did some shows, and the comics were incredibly mean to me. They were dismissive. They were basically ignoring me.
Anybody big that we would know?
No. They were all like local comics.
I was
so
like,
I was like, that's why I was so like, and I don't want to be like, do you know who I am? But I was like, come on.
Yeah.
Like at the time I was booking the Lincoln Lodge, it's like a big show in Chicago, and I was like, not to be like, I'm the best. And I was also running my audition for Just for Laughs, so like I felt like I was like I knew some people there. I felt like, okay, I'm visiting. This will be fun. But I remember going up to this one guy thinking that he was the host of the open mic and saying, oh, are you so-and-so? And he like laughed at me and he's like, no, I'm not. And I'm like, dude, you know what? Like, if you were in Chicago, at least we'd be nice to you. You know, at least we'd be like, no, but I'll help you find them. Or no, they're over there. And then when I went up and I killed, which I always do. No, I was like, I did a good set. I was recording it. I was running a JFL set. So it was really tight and really like ready to go. And then when the host was like, oh, she's from Chicago. She books the Lincoln Lodge. Like she's a part of the Lincoln Lodge, whatever, all this stuff. Nothing but nice to me. They like totally switched. So I'm like, you guys are fucking fake as shit. So I'm like, that sucked. To see that, for them to be like, she's nobody, and then be like, oh, now I want something from you. I'm like, I'll never forget the people that were mean to me. But I never had that in Chicago. And I know that some people have in Chicago, which sucks, but my experience has been nothing but
that's good. That's good to hear, because, I mean, like, we've had other comics on the podcast, and, I mean, not that they, like, said it's terrible in the city or anything like that, but they're like, it is very, like, politics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
gotta
like,
gotta shake the right hand.
You gotta shake the right hand, and then it's like you can't. There's certain venues where you can be more free about your comedy, and there's some venues that they want you to keep it like super
totally.
clean.
Yeah, totally. And it's like, I don't know. I think that makes it good for a good comedian that can go and know what kind of room they're walking into and say, okay, you know what? For here, I'm gonna do this stuff instead. Or if you're really feeling a certain room, you're like, let's get wild. Like, you guys want to hear some dirty stuff? Like, let's go. That it's like. That's a good skill to have, is to know what kind of audience you're performing for, I guess. Yeah.
Definitely. How do you feel about the whole like canceling culture about when it comes to comedy?
There are some people that really deserve it. Yeah. Really, really deserve it.
I mean, but in the sense of like not what they're doing outside of comedy.
Yeah.
But more like in the sense of like the jokes. You know what I mean? Like if you go to like Tony Hinchcliffe, right?
I don't know.
You don't know? No. He's one of Rogan's
main guys,
right?
Yeah.
And
LA.
he was in Austin, and he was following a comic. He came up and then he started doing some like Asian jokes.
Oh, I know who that guy is.
Okay,
yes.
okay. Yeah, the jokes weren't good, right? But they were like in a comedy venue, and it was something that he was like. Yeah,
I think that was not cool, and he should be like not canceled, but like he should be reprimanded for that. He doesn't know that guy.
No, he didn't know the guy.
Oh,
yeah, he was he's open for him like a couple times in that town.
Well, it was the guy that opened for him that said like, "What is this?" Like he was the one that posted the video. Yeah. So it's like if that guy is coming up and saying like, "We don't have this back and forth," like he doesn't talk to me like this. Like this was not okay. This was uncalled for. That's a totally different story than being like, "My dude said this and this." You know, that I'm like not okay. And there are some instances in Chicago where people will tell certain jokes and like afterwards you're like, that's not funny. Like that is really offensive. And either they take it and learn and listen and understand why it's offensive to people and know that you're saying this as a joke, but it's affecting people like physically, emotionally, I guess. And knowing that like that might not be your place to joke. Yes, it's a joke. It's fine. But that might not be for you to be doing right now, right? I guess that's how I want to say it. And either that person changes and learns and grows from it, or they dig their heels in and say, this is what I'm going to say and this is how I'm going to say it. And if you don't like it, fuck you. And it's just like, I don't know, not even just for me as a stand-up, but like for me as a person, like let's learn from mistakes and do stuff like that. Like I know that there is stuff that I've said in the past on stage that now looking back, I'm like, I would never say that again. And not because somebody was like, Deanna, that's offensive. Yeah. But just because like now looking back, I'm like, oh, the culture has changed. I can't say that anymore. And I don't want to say that anymore. So hopefully people can grow and change their comedy accordingly. But, I
mean, end of the day, like it has to be funny, right?
Yeah.
Like it has to be funny, not mean funny. It has to make sense.
I used to teach classes for a little bit on stand-up.
Stand-up?
Yeah. And my big thing was like, let's just not punch down, let's not punch down people that are already oppressed, right? So like if you're a white guy and you're talking about, dirty Puerto Ricans or stuff like that. I'm like, you already have the upper hand. Let's talk about you instead of talking about this person. Because like, if I'm watching stand up, I want to hear about this person that I'm looking at. I want to hear about your life. I don't want to hear about, you know, this random person. If they want to do stand up, they can do stand up and I'll listen to them. But like, focus on yourself. And if you're going to punch anybody down, do it to yourself, I guess.
Exactly. That's the one thing I've heard. Like, if you're going to punch down, then you have to come back to yourself. And it has to be equal.
That's
you can't
exactly
be like,
it,
hey, Mexicans, a lot of tacos, am I right, man? But I love them hamburgers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to come back to yourself. And
where it's like, at least for me, I want to talk about myself. I love to talk about myself. So, yeah, if I start talking about one thing, I'm going to make it so that at least we're laughing at me instead of this other person, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because it's just, I mean, it's fair, right? It's fair. You know, but it is weird now, like now, like, you can only make jokes about yourself. You know what I mean? Like, Mexicans, I can make jokes all day about Mexicans, right? Because they're my peoples. Right? You know what I'm saying? It's equal. It's fair. But, you know, I think to be fair, too, which is kind of whack, but you can make as many jokes on white people as you want.
Yeah.
Nobody says anything.
Because they have everything.
Yeah.
They have everything.
Yeah. But it's one of those
They've
things
never
like...
known a day of sadness.
Once white people take that away from us, it's over. They're like, oh, no. Half of my jokes are gone right there.
Everyone has the white voice.
Yeah.
Everyone has
a white joke, white voice. You know, like it's a done deal. But like now, like I mean, like I would never make it. Like not like I wouldn't make a joke on an Asian person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Unless it came back to me, right? Or you know,
if you could tie it in some
black
certain
people,
way,
I don't even touch. I don't even touch.
See, I think that's what the biggest problem with that thing was, is that guy, it's not like he even had anything funny to say.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't good.
He was just like, hey, can you believe this? Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you're just filling the air.
Yeah.
You're not even making a point.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't really funny. Obviously, it wasn't recorded with his permission. He didn't know he was being recorded. Yeah. You know, the guy kept recording after his set, which is, you know, it's whack. The dude had opened for him multiple times. Yeah. The dude also had on his Instagram, he's like, I've opened for Tony Hinchcliffe. So, you know, he's promoting himself, being like, I've opened for this guy. And then he gets an opportunity to like, hey, like I'm gonna, hey, you know, this guy, look at what this guy said about Asians. It's like, oh well, it's, you know what I mean? Like, it's not funny. What he said is not funny, and it didn't come out to be good. But I mean, you're kind of using it for your own good.
Yeah, but it's also like that guy, if that's his buddy, if that's what he thought was his friend, and
he could have came up to him and talked to him like, hey man, I didn't appreciate what you said about, and then more likely. Unless he's a douchebag, because I don't know. I mean, I don't know personally, but unless he's a douchebag, he'd be like, "Oh, I don't care." He could have been like, "Oh, I get it, man. I'm sorry."
Yeah.
But he took the
I don't know if he
social media route instead of like the personal route. Yeah. You know?
Did he ever say anything like in response to it?
He tried calling him back.
The guy.
Tony Hinchcliffe. He tried calling him back, and the guy wouldn't pick up his phone call.
Oh, he tried physically.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey man," he's like, "Hey, let me talk to you." And the guy's like, "Oh, no, I don't want to talk to you." But that Asian dude, he's burned the bridges among amongst the stand-up community in Austin, because you know that community belongs to Rogan now. You know what I mean? That's his community, and you're not that Rogan's like a vengeful guy or anything. At least I mean, this is how I'm all speculating because I don't know these guys personally.
But like anything else, there's certain things you do did not do. You know what I'm saying? You don't post that up right away. You talk to the person as a man. Like,
you just don't post it up.
As a person, hey, let's talk.
Yeah,
hey,
but
that's not cool.
I definitely think he must have known I'm doing this and this is going to happen. Like,
for sure.
I'm going to burn this bridge and I'm going to be done. But you know, like even look at like Louis C.K. Like he's still performing. There will always be a place for somebody to perform. That Asian man, whoever he was, he will find another venue, just as the Joe Rogan guy will have another venue too. You know, like people will find a place to perform.
Yeah, I mean, Louis C.K. is crazy that dude's still doing it.
It's wild.
Isn't it wild? Because I feel like he has the best. Every heckler to ever come to his show has the best line ever, the best comeback ever.
Oh yeah.
Because they'd be like, "Hey, you want to do this?" And you're like, "Well, at least I don't jack off in front of women." Done.
Yeah.
You can't come back to that.
Yeah, I bet he has. I mean, I would never pay to see Louis
money
C.K.
shot.
Now,
Money shot.
You can't come back from that line. Like I don't care how good of a roaster you are.
Yeah.
If somebody says to you, it gets really awkward. Really quick.
It's like calling the elephant in the room.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that dude's like, "Oh fuck it, I'm still doing it."
Still getting paid.
Yeah.
Not as much, but he's still going to
Oh,
pay.
for sure. Not as bad. Not as much before.
Yeah. No.
Show on Fox. He had this. He had that. And
he had everything.
Yeah, everything.
He had everything.
Just fell
and I used to claim him as a Mexican because, you know, he's like, he's Mexican, right?
Yeah.
And I used to be like, "Oh, we have a good Mexican comic out there."
Like, oh,
and then I'm
never
like,
mind. Hold on.
Louis C.K.?
Pump the brakes.
That dude was like, Eastern European. What are you talking about?
He's not my friend, I swear. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just crazy. It's crazy how everything is now. You know, I hope I like I'm not a dark. I mean, I like dark humor in a sense. You know what I mean? I like things that kind of like borderline. But like I said, it has to be funny. It has to be funny because if it's not funny, if it's just being mean. Like I don't want to be. I never want to hurt anybody's feelings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If people come into like the comedy room and they understand that it's all in fun, and it's like like I like you. You know what I mean? I don't care if you're white, black, brown. Maybe you're brown. No, I almost hope I ain't Mexican. No, but you know, it's just all fun. It's all fun.
Yeah.
We'll come at the end.
Yeah.
Right? We'll come at the end. What's an hour? Hour and 4?
Hour 4, hour 5.
I can't see.
wow.
I can't
Yeah, it's
see.
hour 5, bro.
I can't see from this point. Deanna, you're really funny. The first time we saw you doing stand up at Mescal Mondays.
Mescal Mondays, bro.
Mescal Mondays, we were like, oh yes. And like literally, I turned around and I looked at him,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, she'll be good.
She's
we both
a
nodded.
star.
We both
She's
nodded.
a
Like,
star,
she's
babe.
good.
We're like,
There we
oh,
go.
she's good.
like we can
Thank
get her.
you.
And you know, as we were putting on this show and getting all everything together, like my number one fear was like, I gotta get the comics. You know what I mean? Like, because if it's not funny, I don't want to put a show on if it's not funny.
Yeah.
Right? I don't want to get like a whole bunch of random like open mic. Not that they're not funny, but like I wanted to get like legit people that see
people
in
have been doing this
person.
for 8 years,
Yeah.
10 years.
And you know, and I think you were the second person we booked.
Yeah, second person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was like,
Oh, thank
I
you.
was like,
We're ecstatic. We're ecstatic. We're
oh,
ecstatic.
we did it. We're gonna be big. No, but we were like, yeah, no, it was awesome, man. And thank you so much for doing the show with us.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
This
And
is
I'm
so much
hoping
fun.
it's a good experience for you too.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
love Crystal Lake, and
Yeah.
I saw the lineup, but I don't remember what it is anymore. But
It's
gonna be
a
great.
lot of the same people you work with.
Yeah.
And we tried to get
tried,
because like my goal is like I didn't want to like
Diversify it.
I want to diversify.
Yeah.
I want to diversify a little bit. You know what I mean? I want like white comedians, black comedians, not Asian. But no, but I want comedians from like all from all backgrounds.
Yeah.
Well, we just want straight killers. That's what we want. Just
But
straight killers,
the
no matter
problem
what.
is that like we posted it up on what is it, Chicago Comedy?
Yeah, I only got one bite.
Yeah, we got one bite, and we were
One
like, all
bite?
right,
I'm
well,
like, oh,
okay. Like
what?
I thought comedians wanted to get on shows. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, well, fuck you guys. So then, like, we just, luckily, we had seen that, like, we saw you in show, we saw Abby,
Oh, yeah.
we saw Oscar, and then we got Johnny as well.
Okay. Nice.
And
She's like, I hate Johnny.
I hate Abby. I hate Oscar. I hate Johnny.
Terrible, not
Everybody.
funny.
No.
no, but yeah, we were fortunate. We're fortunate that we got everybody booked,
No,
Everybody
got the
wanted.
show ready,
Yeah.
and now we're just going down the like
It's countdown.
I'm a little
We're ready.
like this. You know what I'm saying? just because I want to, like I said, I want to do a good show.
More
Yeah.
perfection.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm a
yeah.
perfectionist. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be
I
fun.
want to make sure it goes perfectly good.
That's why it took us, half an hour just to get the, you know what I'm saying?
And then we
That's what we're
Mexican
about.
engineered the fuck out of
To
it.
Yeah.
have 17 different phones, all pointed at me.
Do you have any tips, being that you've hosted shows and stuff like that?
Any what?
Any tips?
Oh,
Like, what's something like that you would give us advice on?
Yeah.
Make sure the show goes
smoothly.
super well.
Mm-hmm.
I think having a good relationship with the venue, knowing that like they know what to expect and you know what, like we're doing the show, it's going to start at this time. I need, having everything ready, like the lights set, the music set,
Yep.
all that stuff ready to go, so that by the time show's time starts and the audience is there, all you got to do is relax, you know. Yeah, I think that's it. Or like having like a really good host up top to like set the stage and be like, I'm driving the car and everybody's
here's
here.
the little like.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Shut up and listen to me.
Is it getting hot in here, guys?
Are you going to host the show?
I'm
Who's
hosting
hosting?
the show.
Okay, yeah.
We're going off
Well,
and on, but he's...
I have small experience stand-up.
Cool.
Small experience stand-up.
Yeah.
I did kill it. The last time I did it.
Second City.
Second City.
Second
I did
City.
it. I did pretty well. But I'm the only idiot that goes from 5 minutes to 10 minutes. I'm the only dumbass who does that. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of dumb people out there, but I'm pretty dumb.
Yeah.
So, like, the plan is I'm going to open the show. You know what I mean? you know, do
We'll
my,
see how that goes. You know what I'm saying?
do my best to you know get it as hype as possible for you guys.
The best hosting advice that I
Give it
have
to
ever
me.
gotten was
Give it to me.
that like you're in charge of the show. So like
My name's on the poster.
Yeah,
the audience
it is.
needs to
Small
know-
letters. That's on there.
I made your letters bigger. Mine's
Thank
like,
you so much. That is part of my contract. But that like the audience can feel safe knowing that like you're gonna take them on a little adventure on the show, and I'm gonna come back and introduce you to some of my friends, and like just that laid back and like confident energy is huge. And to like make sure that people are clapping and laughing, like you know, treat them like they're babies.
how much crowd work?
Depends on if you're comfortable with it. I'm comfortable with crowd work, so I'll like, I mean, my trick for crowd work is to have something planned. So like, I know that I want to tell a joke about couples or something. So I'll find a couple, and each and every time I do a show, it's the same thing I say, but it's always going to be a little different. But I know I'm guiding them to this joke, you know? So like, I'll do a little crowd work. Oh, you guys dating? Oh, how long have you been dating for? Oh, okay, you're married. That's fun. Good for you. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I hate couples in love. Not you guys. You guys are cool. But like, it's always the same thing. But in the moment, it feels like it's like, oh my God, it's just for us. Yeah, this is so carefree and fun. But it's very structured. So like, I like to, that is how I do crowd work the best way, because that way it's easy to get caught up in crowd work where you feel like there's no way out. But always have an out with like, I know that I'm leading towards this joke, so I'll guide them as much as I can so I can get to this joke, instead of just like so you do construction, that's cool. Anyway, does anybody in here have a pet? You know, it's a lot more controlled. Yeah, but if you're not comfortable with crowd work, then there's no need to do crowd work.
Okay, so you could do like your just your set and call it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Announce the next comedian up. You know what I'm saying?
Just do me one favor. If I bomb,
tell me I bombed.
No. Tell me
if I bomb, throw me in the river.
Yes, tell me I wasn't the worst comedian.
Avi was the worst comedian.
Avi was the worst. No, but again, thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Tell people where they can find you, all your podcasts, Instagram handles, all that.
So I'm on Instagram and Twitter at Deanna Ortiz _ and TikTok, but I never go on TikTok. My podcast is called Crushes with Deanna Ortiz. It's really available anywhere you get podcasts. And then my web series called The Drunk Cooking Show is available on my Instagram account. You can watch all the videos there.
Awesome.
Okay. Come on.
Guys, hey. We appreciate you guys watching us. You guys check out.
Look, I'm
sorry. Oh, yeah, right there. I'm sorry. I'm saying, should not that
Which one of my 4 cameras am I looking at?
No, but we appreciate you guys following us and subscribing. We finally hit 200 subscribers on YouTube, so that's pretty damn cool.
206.
That's pretty. 206.
Okay, hello.
You jumped out. Hey, levels.
No, on
levels
YouTube. On YouTube.
Oh yeah, 206.
Oh no, I didn't say Instagram. Sorry. No, go ahead.
Whatever. We're hitting big numbers. We appreciate you guys. But guys, check out our mixology videos, our episodes, our highlight videos for the month. YouTube, Daily Insomnia. Check us out on Instagram, Daily Insomnia. And then, of course, we're in every podcast station: iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Podbean, Podstation. We're everywhere. Damn it. And follow me on Instagram, King Gives Live.
Check out every repost that Daily Insomnia has ever done on GAMMAL'S.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
I gotta work on my Instagram. Social media is not my strong suit.
Yeah,
it's not my strong suit. So,
but guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. We'll tag everything in the bio for you, so you can find her there. Guys, remember June 24th, Mookie's in Crystal Lake. We have Deanna Ortiz. We have. You saw I throw that in there.
Damn,
we got Oscar Carvajal. We have Avi Sanchez. We have Johnny Alvarado.
Alvarado?
Yeah.
Okay.
If not, Johnny, I apologize. $5 for the show. Super cheap.
Great deal.
Super cheap.
Yeah, great deal.
Two drinks minimum.
Great deal for that show.
We're taking a pay cut. Just we were like, we just want to get the place filled.
Yeah.
We just want to get this place filled. So, guys, come out, check out the show.
Enjoy the time.
Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching the videos. And like always, this day Insomnia. Sign off.
Peace out, y'all. Cheers.
Hey guys, Ramon from Daily Insomnia. Thank you for watching our video. Make sure to hit the subscribe button right here. Watch our mixology videos up here. And if you want to see our latest episode, it's right here. Like always, guys, this is Daily Insomnia. Sign off.